gather today throughout Turtle Island, we remind you that we are situated on treaty and unceded Indigenous lands. This land is steeped in rich Indigenous history and home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people today. And as a country, we have a responsibility for the stewardship of the land on which we live and work. No matter where we stand across Canada from coast to coast, we share in a story that began long before us. Every community, every province, every territory is shaped by Indigenous nations whose relationships with this land stretch back thousands of years. Their cultures, languages, and teachings remind us that unity is not built by erasing indifference, but by honoring it. From my place as a youth ambassador and as someone working toward a more compassionate country, I acknowledge all Indigenous peoples across these lands. Their resilience in the face of injustices is a testament to their strength, and their leadership is essential to any hopeful future we claim to be building. This acknowledgement is more than recognition. It is a commitment to walk forward with honesty, to listen before speaking, and to ensure that our work for change never repeats the harms of the past. If we want a country grounded in unity and hope, it must be one where Indigenous rights, voices, and sovereignty are respected in action, not just in words. Wherever we gather today, may we remember that reconciliation is not symbolic. It is a shared responsibility, and one of the clearest paths toward a future where every person, every nation, and every community can rise together.
Tanse, hello everyone. My name is Quinn Rafi Antoine, and I'm the lead of Indigenous Initiatives and Training at the Gord Downey and Cheney Wedjack Fund. Inspired by Cheney's story and Gord's call to build a better Canada, we aim to build cultural understanding and create a path towards reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples. Thank you for joining us today for a special DWF Live with Métis Santa. Métis Santa is a lot like the Santa most children are familiar with. But instead of a belt, gloves, and boots, Métis Santa wears a sash, mittens, and moccasins. Today, he'll be reading the story of The Rabbit Dance. This book was written by Jean Pelletier, illustrated by J.D. Panas, and translated into Michi Free by Rita Flamand. You can follow along through the link below. We're excited to have a number of classes with us today. For those tuning in throughout Turtle Island, please feel free to ask your questions in the chat. And teachers, you can check out the lesson plan link below as well. Thank you, and we're welcoming Métis Santa now.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, or morning, depending on where you are in this great land of ours. Bon Noel. How are you? I'm so happy to be able to join you today on this screen and share our little story with you. Hope you're all ready for it. Okay, are you ready for the story? All right, let me get set up here. Okay. And here we go. This is the story we're about to read to you. Okay. The story of the rabbit dance. Okay. This is a story about a trapper and his family, and they're getting ready to go for a Christmas celebration. Okay. Okay. First page. One day, a very long time ago, in a small Métis settlement, there lived a Michif trapper by the name of Jacques. It was almost time for the Métis gathering, and his wife, Teresa, and their 12 children were all busy doing chores. So here they are out in the yard doing all the chores. They're cutting firewood, hauling water, feeding the animals, doing all the chores that you have to do in order to keep your house moving. Jacques was just finishing his cup of tea. He was going to bring home Today was a very special day. They were getting ready to go to the gathering held every year in the community. Friends, neighbors, and relatives gathered from near and far. They would exchange gifts, stories, and songs, music, and dance. Everyone would bring food for this special occasion. And here is the party going on there. See? In the meantime, Jacques put his cup of tea down and picked up his parfait bag and his 22, that's his gun. He said farewell to his family and was on his way, thinking, I'll have to get to the gathering as soon as I can, so I'd better hurry up, he says. When Teresa and the children arrived, everyone at the gathering was having a wonderful time. There was a lot of good food to eat. Old-time quadrilles were being played and danced. Quadrille is a dance. Jacques was happy as he reached his last trap. By golly, now I can go dancing, he said to himself as he started to go home. It would be dark when he reached his home, and he would have enough time to go gathering because it would be the last 3 days. As Jacques started for home, he remembered that he would share another one of his fancy jig steps. As he mumbled the Red River jig to himself, he began to dance. Right, left, right, 1, 2, 3, and he counted this step 4 times, each time facing a different direction. He called his new step the 4 directions. When he returned home, he cleaned up and started out to the gathering. As Jacques came near the big house where everyone gathered, he could hear the wonderful sound of the fiddle playing drops of brandy. Jacques could see the shadows of the people in the house dancing. La danse du coucher. He heard the dog. He moved towards the trees. There he stood and he watched in surprise. He saw all the dogs of all sizes standing in a straight line. On the other side was a row of rabbits of all colors. I like this story. Some of the dogs and the rabbits were watching the people in the house dancing. La danse du cocher. The rabbits at the window would tell the rabbits beside them what was happening at the dance so they could relay it to the others at the bottom of the hill. While the dogs, they were kind of lazy, so they told each other, just do what the rabbits do. Do what the rabbits do. Okay? The dogs would swing the rabbits and would sidestepping each rabbit in a figure 8 formation until the dogs tagged the rabbit. And all the dogs had a turn. And around they would go. Then the rabbits would take their turn. As they came down the line, they turned the dog around and sidestepped away, doing a figure 8 formation until the rabbits tagged the dog. They would all have a turn. When the music stopped, they too would stop. Jacques was never so happy as he was now. He could go and tell the story of what he had seen. Some people might not believe him, but he would show them how to do this new dance, the rabbit dance. And that was the beginning of the rabbit dance. Do you know the moral of the story? No matter who you are or where you are, we are all equal. What two things did Jacques teach you? So I turn it back to you. What do you think of that story?
Thank you so much for reading to us. We're going to grab some questions from the students. I believe the first school coming on will be St. Peter's. Can you hear us okay? Do you have any questions for Métis Santa?
We do. My one friend is just coming to read her question now.
Where did Métis Santa get his moccasins?
Pardon me?
Where did Métis Santa get his moccasins?
Métis Santa got his moccasins up in northern Quebec, a place called Nemaska.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Thanks for the question.
Does Métis Santa make presents?
Métis Santa doesn't make presents, but the elves make the presents. And I watch them make the presents sometimes.
Audrey.
Does Métis Santa receive presents?
Métis Santa gets lots of milk and cookies when he goes around from house to house. Okay.
That's 3. Do we have time for more, or is that
Yeah, we can do one more for sure.
okay? Adrian.
Is Métis Santa brothers with St. Nicholas?
We are, yes. Yes, we are.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're going to have another school join us now. Hi, guys. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah!
Ooh, lots of excitement over there. It looks like we have some questions on YouTube as well. We can ask you one of those. Does Métis Santa jig?
Well, Métis Santa used to jig, but his knees are getting old and harder to jig now. Yes.
And for those who are not familiar with jigging, jigging is a Métis dance. So that's why I asked Métis Santa that. I'll get to another one or two in the chat here, and then we can go on to another class. Who made Métis Santa's Métis sash?
It was a gift, so I'm not too sure who made it. Okay.
Awesome. And Mason in grade 3 is wondering if he is on the naughty list this year.
Oh, let me check over the list there. Let me see. Oh, there he is. It says that he's been a pretty good boy the last little while, so he's off the naughty list.
Oh, I'm sure he will be happy to hear that. Should we
Yep.
try to get another classroom on with us? Awesome. Do we have any more questions, guys?
Okay, we've got one more from Amora here. No.
You might have to speak up a little bit.
Why is the scarf so important?
Why is your sash so important, I think was the question.
The sash has been in the Métis community for years and years and years, and it's very important because it's such a useful tool. You can use it as a belt. You can use it to carry things in your back. You can use it to pull things. You could use it to tie down your load on your canoe or your sleigh or your wagon. It can be used for mending. You take some of the threads to sew things with. It can be used as a scarf to keep your face warm. It has many, many, many uses.
Awesome.
No, thank you.
Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, we've got two more.
Awesome.
You hand out presents?
Did you hear that one? It was, do you hand out presents?
Pardon?
We're wondering if,
You hand out presents.
Do you hand out presents?
Oh, yes, we hand out lots of presents. Yeah. To all the good children around the world. Yeah.
okay, thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
I think we can have St. Peter's School back on for a few more questions.
Perfect.
Does Métis Santa have reindeer?
Métis Santa does have reindeer. Yes, he does.
Zoe, you want to come up, honey?
Why does Métis Santa wear gloves?
To keep his hands warm because it's really, really cold out there when you're riding around in your sleigh and around the country, and it's wintertime. So you got to keep your hands nice and warm so you can hand out all the presents, and also so you can eat those cookies and that milk that you leave out for him.
Perfect. Another one? We're okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Does Métis Santa ride in a sleigh?
Yes, Métis Santa does ride in a sleigh. Yeah. Does Métis Santa know St. Nicholas? Does Métis Santa know what?
No, St. Nicholas.
Yes, I know St. Nicholas. Yeah, I saw him this morning. Yeah, right. Hey.
This is our last question that we have.
Okay, awesome. Thanks.
Does Métis Santa have elves?
Do you have
Métis
it?
Santa does have elves, yes. He needs a lot of elves to help him make all those Christmas presents for all those good children.
Well, thank you, Métis Santa. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for all the questions.
I'll just ask you a few more because we have plenty coming in the chat here. One of them says, does Métis Santa speak other languages?
Métis Santa does not speak other languages, no.
Okay, thanks for that. And does Métis Santa like anything besides milk and cookies to be left out for him?
Métis Santa likes any of the treats that he's left out for him. Sometimes it's cookies, sometimes it's milk, and sometimes it's bannock, and it could be just a glass of water. Métis Santa loves it. Okay?
That's great. We have another question about the nice list. Are grade 1D in Saskatoon on the nice list?
Grade 1D, Saskatoon. Let's see, Moose Jaw, Regina, Saskatoon. Oh, here we are. Grade 1. Yes, you are on the nice list.
That I'm sure they're happy to hear that. And the last question I'll ask, unless there's more in the chat, is there a special Métis way to wrap presents?
The Métis way is to wrap them with lots of love and care and devotion, because that is a gift that you're giving from you to someone who you really care about. So wrap it with love and lots of care.
Oh, that's so nice. That's a great way to end. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You can find more episodes of DWF Live on our YouTube channel. This is our last DWF Live of the year, but be sure to tune in 2026 for more exciting programming, and be sure to like and subscribe to stay connected with our future videos. Miigwech and happy holidays. Thank you so much, Métis Santa.
Bye. Merry Christmas, everyone. Bon Noel. Bon Noel. Merry Christmas. I love you. Take care. See you Christmas night.